Only qualified personnel should install and service appliances with a DEXEN system. See product manual for details. This video will demonstrate how to troubleshoot a DEXEN system. The following tools are recommended to have on hand when servicing a hearth appliance: gloves, a drill, wire strippers, a tape measure, a multimeter, a jumper wire, safety glasses, small flathead screwdriver, a manometer, and needle nose pliers. To begin, shut off the gas to the appliance so it can be safely serviced. Locate your multimeter and set it to test for continuity. Locate the main wire harness and remove it from the control board so it can be tested for continuity. Identify and test each end of all the wire connections using the test strips on the back of the white Molex plugs. Look and listen for the multimeter to indicate continuity through each of the connections until all wires prove to have continuity. When the continuity test is complete, reinstall the wire harness into the appliance. Locate and disconnect the SWI wires in the control area. Turn on the wall switch or thermostat and connect the multimeter to the red spade connectors. This will test for continuity through the switch or thermostat. If there is continuity through the switch or thermostat, turn it off and reconnect the SWI wires. If not, turn your attention to the switch or thermostat wiring to ensure continuity. Next, set your multimeter to ohms to check for resistance, and turn your attention to the valve. To check the pilot coil resistance, remove the pilot wire from the valve and place the black lead on the pin and the red lead on the valve body. You should receive a reading of approximately 40 ohms. Then, check the burner coil resistance by removing the main wire and placing the black lead on the pin and the red lead on the valve body. You should receive a reading of approximately 60 ohms. If either of these readings don't display the correct value, the valve will need to be replaced. Now set your multimeter to test for volts AC. Check for voltage at the receptacle to confirm that approximately 120 volts is being supplied to the unit. This is where the flow of electricity starts, as you track the movement of power through the unit and ensure all systems can operate correctly. Remove the battery relay from the control area and disconnect the transformer. Connect the multimeter leads to the transformer's spade connectors and test for approximately 2.8 to 3.4 volts AC. If voltage falls outside of this range and the supply has proven to be approximately 120 volts, then the transformer will need to be replaced. Next, remove the battery holder from the control area and remove the batteries. Locate your multimeter and set it to test for DC voltage. Place the red lead on the positive side of the battery and the black lead on the negative side of the battery. Test for approximately 1.5 volts DC on each battery. If either of the batteries are below 1.5 volts, then replace them. Correctly install the batteries into the battery holder and disconnect the battery holder spade connections from the wire harness. Place the red lead into the red wire spade connection and the black lead into the black wire spade connection. This should result in 2.8 to 3.4 volts DC. If the reading does not fall within this range, the battery holder will need to be replaced. Set the multimeter to test for AC voltage and disconnect the two spade connectors from the ignition module. Place the red and black leads into the spade connectors and test for 2.8 to 3.4 volts AC output from the battery relay. If the reading does not fall within this range, the battery relay will need to be replaced. Next, turn your attention to the SWI wires and confirm they have a strong connection. Remove the main wire harness from the ignition module and inspect the pins. Look for bent or damaged pins, which would result in a poor connection with the Molex plug. Use a jumper wire to connect pins 5 and 6 on the ignition module. This should make the spark ignite within the firebox. Once this test is complete, reinstall the Molex plug. Next, locate the igniter connection wire around the rear of the ignition module. This will be marked with an I. Remove the spade connector from the module and hold it about 1/8 of an inch above the pin while turning the fireplace on. You should notice a small spark arcing between the spade connector and the pin. If this or the jumper wire test fail to yield a spark, the ignition module will need to be replaced. Now turn your attention to the pilot assembly. Inspect the flame sensor and spark electrode for cracked or broken ceramic. These must be in good condition for correct operation of the fireplace. Ensure the spark electrode is 1/8 of an inch from the pilot. This ensures the spark will have enough energy to ignite the gas. To test gas pressure, first locate your manometer and reset it so it reads 0 inches water column. Locate the inlet pressure test port and outlet pressure test port on the gas valve. Use a small flathead screwdriver to loosen the inlet pressure test port and place the tip of the manometer over the port. Turn on the gas supply and your manometer should indicate a reading of approximately 7 inches water column for natural gas and 13 inches water column for propane. Turn off the gas, disconnect the manometer, and retighten the inlet pressure test port. Then repeat the previous steps to test the outlet pressure. With the fireplace on high, your manometer should indicate a reading of approximately 3.5 inches water column for natural gas and 10 inches water column for propane. If any of these values are incorrect, check the gas line for blockages. If the appliance was converted to propane, check that the conversion was done correctly, using the product manual. Click here to view the Wolfsteel Technical YouTube page. Like and subscribe to our channel to get notifications for new product and troubleshooting videos.